Hey Gemini, testing, testing. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Listen, your cards are already on the table because I started this reading. And as I was moving around the table, I realized that there was a serious lag. So I had to just stop the video and attempt to start it again. And I hope that that doesn't happen. I don't know why it was going on. Anyway, hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this is your general reading for January 2019. This is general reading. It won't resonate with everybody. The moon is currently in Scorpio. It's New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's to you guys. Gemini, this is the planetary spread. And we'll get into that as we go on along. I used to use this spread, if you go back onto some of the older videos on my channel, I used to use the spread. But let's go ahead and get into it. If you have any doubt as to whether or not this is a genuine pick, you can go and look at other videos and see that I generally go ahead and pick the cards while you're watching. Now, occasionally I do have problems like this, and I don't want to disturb the energies because this is what it is. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the position of self. This is your core character. This card is represented by, this is the sun position, if we talk planetary. You're the king of coins. The king of coins knows how to earn his coin, manage his coin, knows how to spend his coin. He's not frivolous. He may be frugal, but in the best way. I mean, he knows how he knows how to prioritize when it comes to his finances. He knows how to use his resources. He could also be in very good health. He's the one that everybody is depending on right now. And that's you. If you need something, you can go to the King of Coins. If you need something tangible, something concrete, something you need to put your hands on, whether that's money, a particular resource, like I said before, you can go to the King of Coins and they got you. They know where you can get it. They always know a guy who knows a guy. In the moon position, this is the card that's represented by moon. This is about home, family, and your personal relationships. We've got the 5 of Wands reversed. So what this is saying is, as far as home and family is concerned, right now there is not a lot of conflict. Hey, real quick, this is not my only shirt. For those of you who've been watching my videos and y'all think, is that her only shirt? It's not. I said that in my Aries, I said that in my Taurus video. It just works out that way, and like I said, my flannel gives me wings. I know y'all don't care, but that, there we go. Anyway, so now what I was going to say about the trivial conflict is, I feel like though that maybe it's not because conflict doesn't exist. It's just because somebody doesn't want to rock the boat in the house. And the reason that I say this even more is because we have got the Page of Wands reversed, which is, oh, you know what? I had to stop the video because my damn son came in here and I was trying not to let y'all hear me give his ass the business. Because I'm in a reading, he just don't care. Anyway, Page of Wands reversed, god damn it. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius generally. The pages are generally the youngest energy out of the court cards, which are the page. It's the page, knight, queen, and the king. Page generally being the one who is the least experienced, the least developed, the least mature. Now, in this case, like generally the Page of Wands, when he's in the upright position, that's my baby. I really like it because he looks mischievous, like he's just dying to get into something. But again, this is in the Mercury position, and this is the communications. This is the way the brain works. This is skill. This is perception, all of that. So the Page of Wands is reversed in this case, but in this case, I think that the reason why the page is reversed is not because he's underdeveloped. I think he's totally developed. And that is the reason why in the month of January, the Page of Wands is reversed, because he is mature enough to know that now is not the time for drama. Now is not the time to be starting stuff. And the reason being is because there's a lot going on already. And, it's just kind of like Gemini, you just don't have time for the extra. So in this case, we give the Page of Wands a real pass and a real upgrade. He's not immature. He's not doing mischievous things just for the sake of. He's actually standing still, holding back because he knows better. That doesn't necessarily make it healthy, because we must move on. Now, when I laid these cards out, when I was doing the first reading for you, before I realized we had the lag, I was saying to myself, if I was standing right here in this position and I was looking at the cards the way that you guys are, it almost reminded me of looking at an astrological chart, with this side being about the self and this side being about everybody else. So Gemini, what I'm kind of seeing for you is that you may be really, really kind of holding back your passions, your energies, your aggressions, in order to come off as having it all together with the rest of the world, because you're needed to be that way at this point. That's who everybody else needs you to be. They need you to be they need you to be present. And with that in mind, you can't just act out. And you know this at this point. Now, the problem is, regardless of that, is there are still problems in relationships. There are still problems with decision making. And it's like I said before, it's not, even though you're mature enough to hold back your aggressions and your anger, what are you doing to yourself? Damn, my girlfriend, my Gemini girlfriend, she just called me earlier. I wasn't even going to do this reading today, but I felt compelled to after I talked to her. And what she said was, when do I choose me? You know what I'm saying? And so with this holding back, even though it is the mature thing to do, because there's a lot going on and you do need to be present for everybody else right now, whether you like it or not. You do need to do just that. You're doing the right thing if that's what you're doing. But, it's like she said, when are you going to choose you? Because there are problems in decision making. There's problems in relationships. There's problems in communications. And the problems may be that you're not saying enough. So keep that in mind. And, this is the Lover's card, and this card depicts romantic love. So, in your romantic relationships, you may be having this issue. You may be holding back on saying something that you want to say because it's not the time. But, close relationships are not always romantic. All right. So, in the Mars position, you are not trying to go where the action is. The Mars position is our desires. It's what we fight for. It's how we have sex. Mars generally represents the male. It can represent brothers. Also the boyfriend, when you look at astrology. And for whatever reason, that's just not going down right now. You're just not in a place of action. You may have retreated. I do see retreat. I see retreat from romantic lovers, retreat from loved ones in general. And it may be because you are 100% burnt out. This is a Palace card. I think I talked about that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was in the video that I tried to do the first time. The Palace cards being unique to the Serial Marchetti decks, because this is the Tarot of Dreams deck. Nobody else has the palaces but him, but I don't think that they are unique to this particular deck, just unique to Serial Marchetti. And these are generally places. Now, when it's the wands, it's places like where there's a lot of activity, amusement parks, concerts, places of maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Extreme sports. Just a place where people gather and they laugh and talk and they're loud, and You know, this is slapping dominoes on the table and calling somebody a motherfucker, you know, because you know you won. You know what I'm saying? This is that type of energy. And Gemini, for whatever reason, that's just not going down. That's not where your energy is. It's not where you're headed. That's not what your physical desire is in the month of January 19 and in the month of January 2019. And that may be because you just burn out. Now, in the Jupiter position, which is your card of good luck and optimism, it's acquisitions. It's also, what the hell was that? Something just fell. Did y'all hear that? Honey, I just bought some new makeup, so I hope it wasn't my eyeshadow palette. That's the only thing. Anyway, so, yeah, back to this Jupiter position, acquisitions, all of that. I was about to say it's also I really want to see what that was that fell, but I'll get to it. It's also your spirituality. So we got the Palace of Coins. This is a place that you can see and touch. I guess if you look at a wall, you can taste it. There's no place like home. And the Palace of Coins is one of my favorite places because it shows that you have everything that you physically need in that place. So despite all of this that's going on, what I see right here is Jupiter is blessing you. Jupiter is giving you expansion here as it pertains to just the ultimate having everything. And this goes perfect with this. Whatever you're doing as the King of Coins is giving you this. And you may need to have this place to accommodate other people. We talked about that before. This is where you can go and you can lay down and you can watch your flat screen TV if you're staying in the night. I think Twilight Zone is having a marathon if you like that kind of thing. This is where you can sit up and grab whatever snack you like and lay down on your fluffy couch and watch your flat screen TV and watch marathons and just chill, and you feel good and it is good, and you're taking a reprieve from all of this, especially tonight, guys. I said it's New Year's Eve, so, you know, with that energy, a lot of you Geminis, as social as you generally are, you may not be planning on going out tonight. You may just plan on being here. Now, I do want to say on this particular day, on New Year's Eve, potentially, not for the rest of January, you want to be careful with being excessive with the food. We are in Lunar Mansion 18, and that is something that I will get into. If you don't know about the Lunar Mansions at this point, I'm not going to really get into them, but you can go look it up. Lunar Mansion 18 is not a good mansion. It's where the moon is. It's what sign the moon is in. But it's not a good time to be excessive with the food, and do not try foods that you hadn't tried before. So for those of you who are going out to a New Year's Eve party, for those of you who might be home and planning to eat, if it's something that you hadn't tried before, I would avoid it. The Lunar Mansion advises us against that type of stuff today. Okay, anyway, in the Saturn position, this is Jupiter and Capricorn card. It's kind of time to let it go. It's just time to drop it for a moment. Maybe in the month of January, you just drop it for a moment. Trying to balance everything, you know, that's what's got you burnt out. Trying to balance everything and everybody. And even though you need to be present, there's also a need for you to get your rest and slow down and rejuvenate yourself. You may have a very hard time letting go because you are used to being the responsible one. You're used to having everything on your shoulders. Whatever the workload is, you're used to having that expanded tenfold. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, at least for the month of January, and take a rest. Now, and the outcome position is the Seven of Coins reverse. And what that says is, even though you let this go in the month of January, if you can manage to do that, the work's not over. It's not time to just quit. We're only taking a reprieve. It's just time to take a little rest. It's because you can't, and I don't know if any of us can. Maybe some of us can, but most of us can't just do a little something and then stand back for the rest of our lives and admire the work that we put in, admire the harvest. This says that the harvest is not done yet. This is there's still work to be done. This says that there's still a need to find your slow, steady pace, but that is after you have kind of taken a break. Gemini, you need that break. And that's the way that I see it. So if anybody would like to have a reading with me, you can do so. My information is in the description box below. You can send me email. You can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you have returned, thanks so much for coming back and putting up with the shenanigans. That's it, and I hope to talk to you guys again next month.